Hello everybody and welcome back to the Wild at Heart. I am basically standing exactly where I just left off in the last video, and the reason I haven't yet gone to sleep is because when you sleep, sometimes Kirby and Wake will have conversations by the campfire. They're not always super important, and a lot of them I've just been skipping, but the next one kind of talks a little bit about the story. Again, it's not anything that would be crucial if I were to skip it, but have you been having any, like, weird dreams? Come to think of it, I have. I feel like it's the same dream every time, too, only I can't really remember it when I wake up. Yeah, me neither. I remember that it's nice, though. It feels all warm and cozy. Not mine. Just thought that I would show that off in a recording, and we are going to hop right to it today. And let's see, I think I will take 5 of those guys, take some twiglings, take some emberlings, take lots of barblings, and we will set out on our way. We are just going to basically continue. I haven't yet brought the oysters back that we uncovered in the last video. I can kind of do it on our way back from where we're about to get our last pile of oysters. And last time I forgot to show off this secret. So east of the crud, we can just keep going, and there is quite a few nice little treasures in here, in fact. And also some heartroot resin. Was I not smart enough to empty out my bag? Oh my god, okay, well we're gonna have to go back to camp right away. We're off to an amazingly good start. I've probably been recording for too long. I probably need to stop. My jaw is actually getting really tired from talking, so now I'm making all sorts of really silly mistakes. So that's my bad. Let's go ahead and dump all of this nice stuff into our box. I don't really think I need the kettle bomb, but I always just hold on to them. It doesn't hurt. Alright, so now we are going to use the barblings to break down this set of big crystals here. And this will allow us to continue on over to the west. Clear out these enemies here. These guys are kind of irritating because they spawn those bubbles that kind of get in the way. And because we are fortunate enough to have the shiverlings, we're gonna have them clear out these flowers for us. And we will also clear the urchins off of that barrel, and then we can use 25 of our spritlings to carry this back for Scrap Heap's museum, but I will worry about that later and probably just do it on the way back. Gonna use all of my spritlings to speed this up and to get myself some mesmerite. There's a shaking chest here, and you know what that means. It means that there's an enemy, so let's go ahead and chase him around. We need to go get ourselves some loot. I don't know why, but I can never seem to get those guys to turn over with my vacuum. I don't know if I'm supposed to, but anyways, that's an important chest to open because it contains another piece of heartroot resin. My scrap number is getting up as well, which is nice because that means I should be able to do some more upgrades over at the Grove. And we're gonna take a momentary detour. Before we continue on in this area, we are going to just head south And we are going to go back to the undergrowth. Now, you might remember the undergrowth as the very first area that we ever spawned into. So this is where we fell through the tree and we met Greycoat for the first time, which feels like ages ago. Many, many, many moons ago. So obviously what I'm doing now is completely optional. You do not have to do this. You can do this at a different time. But I feel like this area is kind of difficult to get to. This is kind of the most convenient time to do this. So I'm just gonna kind of carry on here. I almost walked right past the page. That would have been silly of me. So there is a page here to collect. And then what we're gonna do... Ugh, I'm trying to drag the barblings away because I don't need them to destroy every crystal. Is we are going to kind of go back to the camp in this area. No way to warp into here. There's no campsite, there's just a campfire. The easiest way to get to it would probably be to warp to the Heartlands and then to obviously backtrack this way, but all that we are going for in this area right now is a stray cat. One of Litterbox's cats. And we don't even really need any spritlings, we just need Kirby. And she's gonna backtrack quite a ways back towards this log. And we can find ourselves a very unique cat because it has a unicorn horn on its head, and it actually was kind of rainbow colored as well. It's the unicorn kitty. And then this is pretty much where we started the game, right here at this very spot. And that's it. We just needed to come in for the page and for the cat. Like I said, you can do that whenever you want to, but if we can sort of minimize backtracking, especially when it's backtracking like this where we don't need any particular spritlings and we don't need to carry things, then I think it's just a good thing to go ahead and grab those things. I've got that one little barbling that's just behind. Alright, so enough fooling around. We're gonna go find our last pile of oysters. So we'll go ahead and burn all that stuff off with some emberlings. And then we've got kind of a complicated set of puzzles here. I am going to throw a few different spritlings onto this little raft. I don't remember. I don't think it matters which ones. We can pretty much toss any type of spriteling that we want onto this raft. We do want to keep some barblings though, because we will need them, A, to clear off the crystal that's blocking our log, and we will also need them for this barrel. So once you have some spritlings loaded onto that raft, you can go ahead and use your barblings to raise the water level. And then as Kirby, we are going to go through to the other side. And then as Wake, we're going to switch windmills so that Kirby can go ahead and grab all of the spritlings that we left onto the raft. We're then going to throw them onto the next raft. We're going to go back through the log that we came in on. and we're going to take the barblings off of the barrel. So that allows the other raft to rise. And then finally, on the other side of this, we can grab our Spritlings, throw them at this wall. Unlock that gate, and then use our lantern to unlock that gate down there. You can also see a treasure chest floating in the distance there. Those can only be opened at night. So I should actually get to where that one is and mark it on our map. But for now, I'm going to gather up the rest of my team. And I do hope that there's enough time for this today. I'm going to get these guys moving right away. I've taken care of all the enemies, so they should be able to move through hassle-free. And I just am crossing my fingers that I've left enough time in the day today to bring all that stuff back to Kath, because these are obviously the... Wow. I didn't know you guys are going to go through the water. That's interesting. These are obviously the longest distance away from Kath, so we need the most amount of time. And while those guys are carrying, I guess I can get 10 more set to work on carrying more of these. And with my final 25, my remaining 25, I can use them to carry the relic back to the camp. How's that for multitasking? That is perfect. That uses up every single one of our Spritlings. And my fingers are crossed that they will have a nice, safe journey. I hope they don't run into any slimes. Alright. So obviously Scrap Heap is just thanking us for bringing back another item to the museum. And I will have to go and try and hunt my missing oysters. I am missing 4. I have left 4 of them behind somewhere, and I am still not entirely sure where. I think the barblings are a little slower than the rest of the Spritlings. They probably weren't the best choice to get to carry those oysters. So it looks like, yeah, we're just missing 4 somewhere. And if I can figure out where the chest is, this night chest, which is actually right over here, we've got a bit of time in this video. We can venture out into the night, and I can show everybody what that looks like. So for this, we won't need any Spritlings. They'll probably just kind of get in our way. We can take maybe a couple just because to kind of work as a bit of a distraction if we need it. And if we really want to, we can make a couple of flares. We'll wait until nightfall, and then we will go out and get that treasure chest that is out in the middle of the ocean. I always underestimate how long it takes for it to turn from dusk to night. You have quite a bit of time when you start hearing the music and the lights start going out to actually get back to camp. or to get somewhere safe before it turns to nighttime. So, it is night now, which means that if we leave, we are in trouble of getting attacked by the Never. So I would recommend carrying a flare or two. Maybe I will just quickly grab a sandwich or something. I mean, we're literally going, I don't know, like a couple 100 meters, so we're not really in any danger. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go from light source to light source. So if I'm standing right here, I'm not in any danger. You may have noticed in the deep woods there are tons of these lanterns. I mean, they are just everywhere. So makeshift flares and nightlights and stuff sometimes are a completely moot point. It just really depends on where you are. So you can see this guy's gonna come and try and attack me. I'm just gonna stand by this lantern and he's gonna go away. So we can pick up all the spoils that are in this chest. And again, if you're standing here, you are of absolutely no worry at all. And you can go to this lamp here. You can see there's quite a big radius of light where the Never will not attack me. And then from there, I just have to go back to camp. So, like I said, night is really not that big of a deal. There are so many lanterns that are spread out absolutely everywhere for the most part that these guys just never get much of a chance to touch you. There are some parts later on where we are going to have to venture out into the night and we are going to be stuck where there's no light at all. We will have to rely on night lights and flares, but that's not gonna be for a while yet. So I'm not too overly worried about that. There is also an achievement for staying out all night, but you don't even have to stay out. You can just stand in your camp and wait until morning comes. So we will see more of being out at nighttime, but it probably won't be until much later in the game. So just figured that was a really good opportunity to grab that chest. And so I think off screen I'm gonna go and try and find the last couple of oysters that I'm missing, because I don't know which pile I missed from. And then once we hunt those down, we can bring them to Kath and we can talk to them, her, him, it, and we will figure out where to go next and what to do. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.